Greetings, 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 greetings. Welcome in, welcome in. I am your host, Chantel Sierta Shakim, coming live from the House of Shakim. This is the day that I tap into universal energy to just see what Spirit has to say. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm calling in those souls who need to hear this message today, including my own soul. You know, as we tap in, the cards come out. The first one out is the Four of Swords. Taking time to rest, taking time to connect with your heart, taking time to connect with your I am. That's what I heard. As you allow the situations in your life to move you forward. This is a time of transition as we are getting ready to enter into the full moon in Scorpio. Full moon in Scorpio is all about getting down to the depths of your emotions, the depths of those things that are stirring, that need to be witnessed, to be experienced, to be channeled, I guess, as we begin to learn our lessons from the past, as we are learning here to grow, glow, and flow. Okay? We're going to bring that in. Growing, glowing, and flowing is the energy and the essence of my I am. And believe me, it is the challenges and it's the shadow that really moves me into my highest frequency. And that's what these cards are telling us today. Sometimes we have to take time to rest and begin to see our miracles in motion, seeing the unimaginable take place right before our very eyes. This is a work, y'all. This is a work of truly believing and taking that leap like the fool, taking the leap into the unknown, taking the leap into your soul's desires and connecting with your soul. Because that's where you'll find the answers. That's where you'll get the blessings. That's where you'll learn your lessons, okay? That is 5 cards. We'll get 2 more cards to clear out this, to complete this reading as we look at the way things have turned out and release the things that no longer serve us. You know, everything has been sent to serve us in one capacity or another. And it's up to us to find out what that is. What is it? And begin to follow our brightest light, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of not knowing. You know, sometimes we are afraid of the unknown, but the unknown is where we have to tap into our crown, where we have to really see things from our third eye, where we have to begin to speak those things into reality, knowing that the things and the life that we want to live and the love that we want to share is available. We just have to begin to create it. Do the things that align us to our purpose. Do the things that align us to our feel good. Do the things that align us to what feels like we're living our best life now. And then ground and anchor into that energy. So greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome in. If you're just joining, I am Chantel Sierta Shakim, your holistic self-care practitioner and soul guide, tapping into this universal energy, utilizing tarot to be our guide today. And it's telling us we have to take time to rest, take time to connect with your heart. Allow that knowing to move you into the next part of your life. The challenges, the trials, the tribulations are all here to move us forward as we begin to learn the lessons and find our place of maturity, learning that everything that we have experienced has created us, in fact, to be who we are today. And we can use that energy to create our wildest dreams. What is it that you believe? What is it that you desire? What is it that you want to see show up in this now reality? And take the leap. Take the leap as the fool into that reality, into that new dimension, into that new belief system, rewriting those old stories to serve you in this now space. Knowing that sometimes you have to release. Sometimes you can see that yeah, it was good when it was good, but now it's time to let it go. As you let go, you have room to receive those new things, those new opportunities. If you look toward the sun, look toward the light, illuminate your brightest light, shining from your heart space, shining from your deepest knowing. And this is how we begin to grow, glow, and flow. As I always do, I do go into the book just to give honor to the writer of this tarot deck. It is the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And we are going to start at the bottom at that Seven of Swords and move into the top card, which is the Four of Swords. And then we'll get some clarifying energy to sum up this reading. But as I'm looking at it, it is a reflection of life. Where are you now? Are you taking that time to rest? Are you taking that time to come into your heart space? Are you taking the time to see things the way you want them to be by looking toward the brightest light? And this is where we'll start with the Seven of Swords. All right. So the Seven of Swords says, I act from a place of love and morality, and the universe witnesses my honest intentions. We can't expect to get anything if we're not honestly moving toward our brightest light. If you want to live your best life now, you have to do actionable things to move you toward that. If you are not being honest, if you are not moving in love, if you're not moving in your own morality and knowing that what you put out is definitely what you receive. This is a work. This is the greater works, if you want to say. As we come into this Five of Cups energy. The Five of Cups for me is all about nostalgia, understanding that yes, things may not be exactly how I want them to be, but I can appreciate that which they are. Greetings, 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 sis. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me today as we're tapping into the universal energy of learning from our past, kind of tailgating yesterday, and also seeing where we need to rest, where we need to come into our own knowing, and where we need to grow, glow, and flow. So the next card first is moving with love and morality, utilizing our honest intentions for our life to illuminate the path before us. And that was the Seven of Swords. And now we're going into the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups says, my tender heart helps me to navigate my bright future. My tender heart helps me to navigate my bright future. Sometimes we don't see the light, right? Sometimes we have to become the light. We have to shine light in the darkness. We have to see things that may not be manifested yet in our reality, but we can see them from our third eye. And that is where we can begin to see the brightness of our future, knowing that every day is a new opportunity to make it better than the day before, but learning the lessons in the process and allowing our hearts to remain tender. And then we take the leap. Take the leap. What is it that you have to gain by diving into your highest frequency, following your brightest light? The Fool encourages us to take the leap. Knowing that everything that we see, even if it's in our third eye, even if it's in our imagination, is a part of our reality. It may be our future self. It may be the past of ourself telling us, hey, learn the lesson, sit with this for a minute, but then get ready, because it says, I am ready for this adventure down my soul's path. I'm going to ring that in, because as y'all know, I have been on this adventure of life, right? Tapping into TikTok every day for 365 days, going live, speaking my truth, allowing my voice to be heard, because that is how I channel the energy of my experience. And I'm learning to move that energy into my brightest light and take this journey down my soul's path, knowing that The world is my flourishing oyster, and I never know what I'm going to get until I put intention to the test. Right? What is it that you desire? What is it that you hope for? What is it that you see for your life? And how can you move forward in that solar plexus energy of I can and I do? We are unlimited, okay? So this is the Page of Cups. We'll go into the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is also about our emotions, and that's the energy in motion. How is the energy moving you towards your brightest light? All right. So it says, the world is, in fact, our flourishing oyster, and I am excited to see what happens next. If you put that energy into how good can it get, you will begin to see just how good it can get, and it may surprise you. For me right now, I've been going through this, and this is the middle card of this 7-card pool of balancing that shadow and that light, understanding that yes, we have trials, we have tribulations, we have tests, we have things that come up that don't make us feel our best, but in spite of it, we get to choose what happens next. Okay? And this is how we learn to grow in our experiences, grow in the knowledge of knowing that we can be loyal to ourselves, to our I am, to our expectations of life, and know that we are the creators, and we have to create it without holding back, continuing to shine the light, not spiraling into the depths of darkness where we are in a place of despair, but where we can begin to learn and see what's there so that we can heal it, so that we can release it, that we can learn from it, and that we can find ourselves at peace with the past and in a space of expectation of what comes next. This is the 6 of Cups energy. Again, our emotions teach us, our emotions move us, our emotions help us to create our reality. And it says, I am at peace with my past. It has brought me to where I am meant to be. Oftentimes we get stuck in our past and we repeat those cycles over and over and over, and they are not serving us anymore. It is time to rewrite your story. Rewrite it from the place of the end. How good can it get? Everything is brought you to where you are meant to be. Being able to sit in that space and give thanks. Gratitude is also a key, just like love, that unlocks, excuse me. Gratitude and love is the key that unlocks the doors to our endless possibilities. If we can embrace gratitude, even giving thanks for the difficult things of the past, we can let them go so that we can have the capacity to hold what is available, what happens next. That the world is my flourishing oyster. I get excited for what happens next. Okay? So then it brings us to this space of transition, allowing our fears, our worries, our struggles, our stress to move us as these crows are moving this boat. It's like, yeah, you're in the boat. You're not the fears. You're not the worries. You're not those things that keep you stuck. You have to get above it. You have to allow it to move you to that next place. And this is the 6 the 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords says, I accept help as I easily cross this transition. I accept help. You know, call on your help. Call on the help from your higher self. Call on the help from God. Call on the help from your ancestors. Call on the help from those who have walked the path before you. Call on the help from your friends in this now reality that are walking the walk that you want to walk, or at least in the direction you want to go, so that you can begin to easily transition those sorrows, the grief that often shows up for me, the unworthiness that often shows up for me, knowing that there is a reason that it's showing up, because it wants me to know just how worthy I am. And I'm reminded of the card in the Soul's Journey that says grief is harboring loss, or grief is where we can appreciate the thing that we have lost. So we can appreciate the things that have maybe been challenging, because those are the things that move us forward. It says, I accept help as I easily cross this transition. We have to begin to accept that help, and then take time to rest in that space when our bodies, when our minds feel overwhelmed. We have to really begin to reconnect with our heart space, reconnect with the love, reconnect with the joy, reconnect with the abundance that is available for us, and begin to see that be the guide that also moves us forward. Okay, so that is the Four of Swords energy, and it says, I give myself permission to slow down and heal. Sometimes we get caught up in cycles that keep repeating because there's a lesson to be learned there. So when we slow down and take a look around, we can say, okay, what is working? What is not working? How can I utilize where I am right now to move me forward into this next dimension, into this next part of my journey, so that I can truly begin to see myself living my best life now. And sometimes that just requires rest, getting connected with our heart, getting back connected with our breath. You know, sometimes we've held our breath so long, we don't even know how to breathe properly. And that stagnation of our breath keeps us stuck as well. So we give thanks for this reading from the tarot, and we will jump into what's next, our soul's journey. What is the message that the soul wants to speak? Imagination, right? Imagine how good it can get. Imagine your best life now. Imagine every test and trial ending with you being the victor, not the victim. Not the victim. We are victorious when we can learn our lessons, when we can move in a new direction, when we can see it for what it is and begin to imagine something different. And it says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. Let that wheel start to turn. Let that wheel start to move you. Let that idea, idea, that's what's coming up, move you. The idea of how good can it get? The idea of I'm successful, I'm abundant, I'm rich, all my needs are provided, I am safe to be me, I can live unapologetically. What does that feel like in your being? This is what imagination does. It takes us out of what is now into the future of what could be. And this is again where endless possibilities exist. You know, it's just about you tapping in to that frequency. The next one that comes out is forgiveness. We have to use that Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You know, that is the energy that continues to broaden our experiences. It allows us to see things different. And forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for us. And sometimes our higher self is saying, hey, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for those mistakes. Forgive yourself for choosing something that didn't serve you, or choosing something that has continued to play over and over but isn't giving you the results. Forgive yourself and move beyond it. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And in the space of love is everything. Like I said before, love is the key that opens every door. And when we can show up in that space of love, there's so much more to experience. And this takes perseverance. You have to continue, try and try again. If it didn't work this time, reimagine what it could be and do something differently. It says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to do. I can do whatever I set my mind, give thanks, whatever I set my mind to do. I can do whatever I set my mind to do. How often do we get into the feelings and allow the feelings to get us stuck, instead of moving that energy up into our crown and say, what do I know for sure? I know this doesn't feel good. I know this isn't where I'm supposed to be. I know that there are other options for me. I know that I am richly and abundantly blessed. I know that I am always being provided for. I know that the revelations of this experience is going to move me forward. This is what we need to do. This is what I'm often challenged to do, because we can get into the emotions. We can get into what it looks like. We can get into the truth of, oh, it doesn't look like what I want it to look like. But also the imagination can give us something different as the creature of water shows up. And this is our creative expression. Creatively expressing that which we desire. This again is the harvest, the Num Kumuani energy. There's a couple of cards that show up that remind me of that. We are abundant. Everything that we need is within us. We just have to take that time to sit with it, slow down, get clear, get focused, and be intentional so that you can persevere the trials, the tribulations, and the tests that will come back to say, hey, are you really about that life? Are you really ready for the harvest that is available for you? And are you able to use your imagination to create something different? We are going to go into the book for the secrets of the ancestors for this creature of water. And it is number 29. And it says, I am a creative force. How does that set with you? Do you believe that you are creating the life that you live by your thoughts, by your intentions, by your actions, and sometimes by your not actions? When you're not actioning what you know, you find yourself creating experiences that you don't want. So now we have to reclaim our energy, reclaim our time, reclaim our creative expression to do things that are in divine order, that are in your highest vibration of life, because you are creating it. In fact, the ancestral medicine for this card says, take time to experience. The creature of air saves us from ourselves as a fairy tale knight in shining armor. This energy is saving that damsel in distress. Are you moving too fast to reap the benefits of your blessings? My child, how can you go back and reap your harvest? How can you go back and get what is yours? This is by learning those lessons from the past and finding yourself exactly where you are meant to be to do something differently. Every situation we've found ourselves in, every relationship, every job, every friendship, every test, every trial is moving us, as we've seen in this card, to where we are meant to be. And the moment we can find ourselves the time to rest and see it for what it is, we truly begin to see and receive the harvest which is meant for me and for you. We received the harvest today, Ashe. So we are going to get a couple more cards from the secrets of the ancestor, just to kind of give us some more guidance in that direction of the loner. Sometimes, again, you have to go within so you don't do without. We can look outside of us and see how everything else is maybe working out for someone else and looking a part that we may want for ourselves. But are you doing the work? Are you taking that time for isolation and introspection? This is, again, this energy showing up. You know, isolation and introspection, nostalgia, seeing everything for what it is, taking that time to show up in your highest vibration, being the warrior of your own soul, being able to shine light in the darkness and be comfortable in the darkness, because sometimes everything all around you shouldn't be seen. It could be a distraction. It could be something that is taking you away from your own intuition, your own knowingness, okay? So this is number 9, and it says, I trust my inner voice. I trust my inner voice. Are you able to trust your inner voice? Do you even hear your inner voice? Have you been still enough or quiet enough to hear that inner voice? In that space, I want to extend an invitation for you to join me in California, June the 20th through the 22nd for the Silence and Stillness Retreat. Silence, stillness, and harmony. Shh. Get quiet. Go within. Take time for yourself. Take time to reconnect with your heart's desire. This retreat is going to be all about you. This is all about you connecting with your higher self, connecting with those that support you, being in a beautiful location by the water where we can release to receive all that is for us. This is going to be a powerful retreat. Me and my sister, Lady Unk, will be hosting this retreat. We are calling out all of the spiritual practitioners. We are calling out the women who may find themselves dysregulated, not knowing who they are or what they are supposed to do outside of the titles and the roles that they carry, but connecting to their highest vibration of life and having time to just sit down, to relax, to just be and receive what is the next step as you begin to take this leap into your new and expanded reality, because it's all available. So if that retreat is getting your attention, please go to my website and look under the events. The website event page is Soul Sync Vibes, and it's SOULSYNK vibes, VIBES.com, and check out that retreat. You don't want to miss it. If you need time for you, if you need time to reconnect with you, please hit us up and join us, because this is going to be a cosmic time. We are going to be in portal energy to really begin to open up our hearts, open up our minds, open up our seed of creation, so that we can really put action behind our next steps, or action to our next steps. Okay, the loner says, I can trust my inner voice. And the ancestral medicine says, for some of your ancestors, being alone with their thoughts was the last thing they needed. My child, allow yourself to take time when needed. This is a place of expanded knowledge. Are you able to expand into your greatest knowing? Are you able to move your life force energy into all that you wish, all that you desire, and all that you are sent to experience in this now time? All right, we are going to move into the next cards, our chakra alignment cards. These cards are really key to really seeing where our energy and our focus needs to be, right? As we navigate the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance is what allows you to create. to create new experiences, to create new opportunities for yourself as you serve others in a broader capacity. It is about you, but it's also about what you do, because creativity, that is in our sacral chakra, our solar plexus chakra energy. This is our I can and I do energy, bringing endings to new beginnings and really beginning to see new outcomes for our life. This is number 10 in the chakra book, and it says creativity. This has shown up a couple of times today, so I'm going to read the whole book, the whole passage for this creativity, as it also reflects my book, Aligned and Crowned. This is really a book about tapping into your I am, moving your life force energy within your chakras, understanding that we are all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we get to create from that space those things that light us up, those things that help us to grow, glow, and flow, those things that allow us to be, do, and have our greatest experience right now. Not delayed, but now. And it is important that we move when we're told to move. Ashe. When I move, you move. Just like that. That's what they just said. It says, the creative energy of the universe flows through every cell of my being. Everything that you are experiencing is you. You get to do it. You get to create it. You get to be a partaker of it. But you have to choose your brightest light, or you will find yourself in the shadow, in the dark night of the soul, until you can begin to shine your light, because it's all within you. Everything that we need is within us. Everything that we need is within us. It says, you have called upon this energy today because this is a powerful and important time of creativity in your life. You are forever connected to the life force of the cosmos. The universe is pure creative energy, and it is here for you at this time. When we can embrace the creative power and channel it into our lives, amazing things happen, and the manifestation of our dreams become a reality. Have you been feeling a little flat? Have you been feeling a little flat of late? Oh, hold on. Have you been feeling a little flat or lack of energy to create in the experience of the love that you are? Are you feeling like you are lacking joy that the universe has to offer? Now is the time for you to allow creative energy to light your fire. If you have been pondering over whether to start a creative project such as writing, dancing, learning, or playing an instrument, or taking that painting class, now is the perfect time to invite in this creative flow into your existence. A bounty of creative energy is at your fingertips. What do you want to create? What makes your heart sing? What have you dreamed of always doing? Now is the time to dance in the creative flow of your soul and the universe. Whatever your heart is calling you to do, make sure to get these creative juices flowing, as it will bring joy and healing into your world. We give thanks for that. As I'm inspired again by my book, Living Aligned and Crowned, The Wheel Within the Wheel. The wheels are always turning, but are you navigating those emotions? Are you navigating your creativity? Are you expressing your life at the highest vibration? Because that is the energy in motion. That is where creativity begins to create our reality. time to tap in and get everything that is within you. It is yours to play with. It is yours to create with. It is yours to anchor into and continue to go the journey, go the mile, do everything to see it to completion. This is our time to rise up. This is our time to be seen, to be heard, to be witnessed, to be worthy of the life that we want to live. I know for me, again, worthiness has been a experience of finding that worth within me and knowing that as I am seeing myself worthy, more opportunities for me to see just how worthy I am comes forth. So sometimes that sense of unworthiness will stifle our growth, but understand it is all yours. Everything, even the things you don't have as of yet, are yours to enjoy, is yours to create, is yours to experience. But you have to do your work. You have to rewrite those old stories. You have to begin to put action behind doing something that you've never done. Today is day number 120 of me coming on live and doing these readings and tapping into my I am, and playing with my little girl and putting on my crown and adjusting it, to those things that I want to find, those things I want to find to help me to grow, glow, and flow. And this is the inspiration of the day, that every situation in our life is here to serve us, but we have to take time to rest. We have to allow the difficulties to move us on and help us pass the test, knowing that everything has happened in our life is bringing us to this exact moment, to begin to see the world as our flourishing oyster, knowing that we get to get anything that we desire. If we can think it, we can have it. We just have to be brave enough to take the leap into the unknown, not knowing the very next step, but knowing that you're going for it, knowing that you are worthy of it. And you can release those things that no longer support the next part of your journey because it is unknown. But definitely go toward the brightest light, knowing you are prepared for everything that shows up and that the universe will in fact support you. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we are all continuing to grow, glow, and flow. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your likes. If you haven't heart me, if you want to heart me, get your credit. And also follow me on my Circle of Sister Table Talk podcast page on YouTube, where all of these 365 days are being posted live so you can watch them at your own convenience from front to back, or to just tap into the energy and see a color that maybe resonates with you and get that message for you for today. Because this is all I'm doing, is offering divine downloads, or uploads, helping us to really see how good it can get, when we pass the test, when we don't continue on cycles that no longer serve, when we continue to anchor our energy into our I am and begin to adjust our crown to what we know for sure. When we find ourselves in situations where it's not aligning to what we desire, it's just saying that we're off course. It's time to realign. Anchor into what you want. Liberate yourself from those things that you don't. Illuminate your path. Illuminate the things that you desire. Generate new outcomes by doing something different, and then beginning to nourish it on a daily basis. For me, it looks like meditation. For me, it looks like definitely using my imagination. For me, it looks like getting quiet and connecting to my heart space. For me, it looks like coming on here and being a channel of the Most High to speak those words from somewhere deep down inside, that it may also inspire someone else. Because this is what I got. This is what I got. You can only give what you got. And what I am giving also is love. Love and gratitude unlocks every door. So being thankful for the good, the bad, the ugly, and making actionable plans and taking actionable steps, even if it's leaping into the unknown, knowing that your end goal is to live your best life now, and surrounding yourself with only grateful people, people who can support your wishes, your dreams, your desires, your goals. But it's not that they're only supporting you, you are also supporting them. And together we all get what we deserve as we create new outcomes in our life each and every day. So until next time, I am your host, Chantel Sierra Kim. As a recap, if you want to meet live and in person, I do host meditations and breath work to help us reflect, remember, and align every month in Atlanta at my House of Shakim. If you're wanting to tap into that, you can find that on my Soul Sync Vibes website, soulsyncvibes.com, sync with a K. And also, we have events going on all around the world. We have Ghana coming up at the end of the month, or at the end of the year in August. We have the Silence and Stillness Retreat coming up in June. And we'll have other events every other month, or every month, as Spirit sees fit. Okay? So again, tap in. Take time to be with you. Take time to connect in community. Take time to get out, but also take time to go within. So until next time, I am your host, Chantel Sierra Kim, your soul guide and holistic self-care practitioner. Until next time, sending you peace and love. Enjoy your day. Peace.